What's up guys, I'm Chris and today you're watching a magic review on the Super Sponge Mat by TCC. Welcome to the channel, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, please consider subscribing, give this video a like, and don't forget to check out the Chris Edwards Magic Secret Access group over on Facebook. Alright, so today we're just going to do a super quick review on the new sponge mat by TCC. So basically this is just a close-up pad, close-up mat, whatever you want to call it, but let's get into the quality first. So when I originally received this, it was all scrunched up and I thought, oh no, that's never going to go back to its shape. As you can see, it did, and it did very quickly. The other thing I thought when I saw that this was being released was that's going to tear because it's made of sponge, right? And thin sponge at that. So I thought, ooh, I don't know how the durability is going to be on that. But I was wrong again. So because of the fabric on the top, it's durable. It doesn't tear, which is obviously a good thing. Now, this is super portable. Okay, so it came to me basically folded in quarters, and because it was in a bag and in a box with some other stuff, it was kind of scrunched up. So, you know, not that it didn't come like this, but you could just throw this into your carry kit or whatever, and it goes right back to its shape almost immediately. These will end up like these little kind of bumps or whatever will straighten themselves out here right away. But yeah, you can scrunch it, you can roll it, you can fold it, doesn't matter, it's going to go back to its shape. So that's really neat. And then the fabric on the top is obviously like a black art type felt, so that obviously gives you some other options when it comes to routining and things like that. So obviously with close-up pad, it is not necessarily a prop, but there's not going to be any of the regular questions like angles, difficulty level, or whatever. So this will be a very quick review. Is this a worker? Like, would you use this in a working situation? I think because of the portability that you can take this around with you, right? Maybe if you want to throw this in a close-up kit like the TCC close-up bags, right? You could fold this, roll it up, throw it in there. Then you're always going to have a close-up pad with you. It is kind of big to be carrying around, so I don't know how practical that is, but I mean, it's going to be a lot smaller than something that doesn't fold or scrunch or roll. As far as this, would you use this in a working situation? You definitely can, right? It's thin enough where the sponge doesn't really show certain properties. Like I thought maybe this would be more bouncy or springy, but it's not because it's not overly thick. And then it's thick enough where you're still going to be able to do all your moves that require some kind of a soft surface, or at least moves that are easier with a surface that isn't just hard. Now personally, if I'm doing like a close-up set, or if I'm doing some type of fixed show where I'm stationary, I'm probably going to use the TCC leather close-up pad just because I think it looks better, it looks more professional. But with that said, you could definitely use this in your working set. I know maybe the orange color won't be for everybody, but you're only going to see a very thin layer of that, right? And maybe in the future they'll come out with some other options like a red underneath or a black. So what's the price, and is it worth your money? Right now, the introductory price is $19.90, so $20. This is normally $35. So is this worth your money? I think for the introductory price of $20, this definitely is. For the $35, I feel like there may be other mats that are better for that price. Like I know the other TCC close-up pads aren't overly pricey. I think they're a little bit more, but you have a nice hard base and then a nice thick padding with a kind of a velvet top. So I really like those ones. If I were to choose one or the other, and this was $35 and that was like $40, I'm going to go with the other one. So I think for the $20, this is worth the money. Pick it up if you can for that price. Or even at the $35, if you're somebody who's like a street performer or you're moving around a lot, but you are kind of at a table or something, then this could be perfect for you, right? So I think you kind of have to base what you're using it for on whether or not the price is worth it for you. So pros and cons, positives, negatives. You know, there are a lot of positives. Obviously, the black art fabric is going to allow you to do some different things. The portability is really, really good. I love how it goes back to its shape almost immediately. And like I said, when I received this, it was folded in quarters and then scrunched up and in a box in the mail for probably a week or so, maybe a little longer, and it went right back to its form. So very, very cool. I think it's very affordable at $20. Negatives, I think the $35 might be a little bit pricey for this. Once it jumps up in price, the orange may not be for everybody. I like it, but you know, that might throw some people off. But like I said, if anybody sees the orange, it's only going to be a very thin layer of it. So I don't know how much that's going to affect you. Aside from that, I don't think I have any other negatives. It's a close-up mat, so it does what it's supposed to, right? It does it well. Anyway, with that, like I said, quick review. I just wanted to get this out so that people know it's out there, especially at the introductory price. So I'll leave a link in the description below. Go check this out. And with that, we will see you at the next review.